So hi, I'm Barb Cardell. I'm with the Colorado Mod Squad. I'm also with the Colorado Organizations Responding to AIDS. And finally, I'm with the Positive Women's Network of the United States of America.
And my name is Pat Steadman, and I serve in the Colorado State Senate. I've been a member of the legislature for 7 years representing Denver, Colorado.
Could the two of you tell me a bit about what you've managed to achieve in terms of HIV decriminalisation in Colorado?
This year I was the sponsor of legislation that was a comprehensive modernization of all of our state laws affecting sexually transmitted infections. And one of our main goals was to eliminate or reduce as much stigma in the law against HIV. And one of the components of that was to repeal certain criminal offenses that were applicable only to HIV-positive sex workers, and to also modernize our sexual assault laws concerning sexual assaults by perpetrators that are HIV positive.
And Barb, how did you become involved in that whole process?
So I actually was involved in the very beginning. We've been working on this for about 4 years. So I was part of the initial task force which researched the laws, discovered how they were being applied or misapplied as is more appropriate. And I also was involved in drafting the legislation that we then brought to Senator Steadman to sort of, I guess, gussy up and put in the legal language for the legislature. And then I was able to testify and support the bill through the entire process as well, along with my partners with the Colorado Mod Squad. So it's not just me, it's a group of 25 other advocates from Colorado who really helped steer this project through.
It was really a remarkable accomplishment to, in our first attempt, pass a very comprehensive piece of legislation that we think will better protect public health, better respects the rights of crime victims, and no longer criminalizes sex workers, and therefore, through all of our combined efforts, we really think we've taken a big step towards reducing stigma against HIV in Colorado.
Could you summarize briefly for me what the kind of positive outcomes have been as a result of the legislation, as much as is possible in a short space of time?
I'll do it very briefly. We changed the world, or what we did was we showed that the world can change. And I say that often, and I'm not saying that we solved all the problems, but oftentimes when we look at these laws that target people living with HIV about disclosure, around exposure, around transmission, they are based in stigma and discrimination, and people feel like these laws are immovable, that they will be there forever. And we showed that a group of people can come together and can shift that needle just a little bit back to good public health and against stigma and against discrimination. So yeah, we changed the world just a little bit and showed that it was possible.